Hello, my name is Phil from Addiction UK, and today we're going to talk about fear, the pandemic, and being in recovery. In this video, we are going to explore the role of fear in addiction recovery, particularly in the context of the COVID-19 pandemic. Fear is a universal human emotion and is incredibly high in the lives of active alcoholics and addicts. Common fears can include a fear of failure, fear of others' opinions, fear of harm, and many other fears. Add this to other negative feelings such as shame, guilt, and anger, and you have a pretty potent and unhealthy mix. This evil and corroding thread is all pervasive, and they try to numb the uncomfortable feelings with substances. This leads to more fear, and so the vicious cycle continues. Fear and the pandemic. The COVID-19 pandemic has added to our fears. We feel afraid of getting infected, of unemployment, of losing touch with loved ones, of not being able to source the substances, or of the future. This can lead to significant progression of addiction, or even relapse in those who are already in recovery. We are reminded of an Indian sage, Osho's response when someone asked him a question: "How do I avoid pandemic?" 40 years ago, when AIDS was spreading around the world, he replied. "You're asking the wrong question," Osho replied. "The right question should be how to avoid the fear of dying caused by the epidemic/pandemic. Because it is very easy to avoid the virus, it is tough to avoid the fear in you and the world. People will die more from this fear than from the epidemic. There is no virus in this world more dangerous than fear. How then do we address our fears and anxieties during a pandemic? Step 11 of the 12-step recovery program recommends meditation to maintain sobriety. Be mindful. Don't watch news that triggers fear. Stop talking about the epidemic, repeating the same thing over and over again. Fear is a kind of self-hypnosis. Meditation then becomes a protective aura into which no negative energy can penetrate. Have a fearless journey of life. These words prove to be as relevant in current times as they were 4 decades ago. Fear and addiction recovery. Ironically, it is fear that can be the key to addiction recovery. Fear of losing a job, partner, or even one's life can motivate an alcoholic toward recovery. When self-reliance fails, it prompts fear. If there were no fear, the alcoholic would continue with their addictive behavior without fear of consequences. In the absence of fear, there will be no need for faith. Fear, when replaced with faith, can lead to a rewarding and spiritual place. One of the promises of Alcoholics Anonymous is, fear of economic insecurity will leave us. It doesn't promise us money, it promises us serenity. It assures us that the fear will be reduced or eliminated. The goal of recovery is serenity and freedom. We are no longer slaves of alcohol. We have the choice whether to go back to a dark place or continue to progress on our path of sobriety. Fear knocked at the door. Faith answered, no one was there. This famous quote indicates that fear is an illusion. We create that illusion. The definition of courage is the willingness to do the right thing in spite of fear. Courage is not necessarily the absence of fear. In recovery, alcoholics and addicts experience a joyous life without the darkness of fear. If you face a locked door, fear may be the key.